Let's do this shit. I'm in.
Alright, we are live. There is video. Let me make myself slightly bigger. There we go. I am a tall person now.
Yes.
I look like
I
I'm
want
death.
you to be big.
I'm death. I look like death. I really do look like death. I look like I'm dying. I have like the skin of a pale ghost. It's kind of crazy now.
Sir,
It's like I look like I'm
you look
actually,
healthier than you believe.
I look like I'm dying. No, this is just oil from like cooking. I don't look as shiny as I actually am. But this is the show. This is episode 320. This is correct. We are back here, and today we're going to talk to you guys about the Milk Crate Challenge because, unlike you, unlike Darren, everybody in the rest of the world knows what it is, but not everybody in the world knows about the Milk Crate Challenge and White Mike. So we will first show Darren what the Milk Crate Challenge is, then we'll show him who White Mike is and why he's the hero of the internet. So,
Hello, internet. It's so funny that I say hello to the internet, but know nothing about the things that go on the internet. So, I've heard references made to this Milk Crate Challenge, but I have no fucking clue what it actually is. So, is the idea that you've got to stack them and climb them? Oh shit!
yes, that is exactly right. You stack them up and you walk across
Is
the
this
top.
White Mike?
That's not White Mike. White Mike's you'll see White Mike in a real second.
Okay, here we go. Looking good. Oh! God damn.
So
There's some brutal shit going on here, Anthony.
we're gonna keep watching a few more, and then we'll show everybody.
See, but I'm just dumb enough to try this too, Anthony. This is dangerous.
Well, you'll be.
Why'd you show me this?
Well, guess what? You about to see something even crazier after this guy. He might make.
You might have just fucking ended my jiu-jitsu career. Okay, so it seems that about... Oh, this nigga impaled himself.
He just got it. And we'll watch one more, and then we'll watch the.
Oh, this is a hero right here, though. That's a big man. That's a big human. Who is that? Is that a woman?
I don't know what that is, but they're about to die. They're about to do the shake. They're about to be dead. There's no reason to do this. There's no reason at all. Like they can't even get down. They can't even get. Oh! He just ate it. He forgot the 5th grade. All right.
Alright, so is part of the challenge that it must be done on a dangerous surface?
Hey, yo, Mike said he about to go.
Watch this. So White Mike.
Alright, here's somebody doing it in the grass at least.
They're a little bit, but White Mike's doing it while rolling a blunt.
Just trying to be the legend of all legends.
And he is not a green spilt, no type of worry about nothing, just going through his day. This is White Mike. We'll show it to the viewers in just a second. Who White Mike is.
So right now is he on a stack that's like 5 crates high?
I think so, about 5. I think 6. 1, 2.
6 crates.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think he's at least 7. 1, 2,
7
3,
crates
4,
high.
5, 6, 7. Yeah, he's up here just rolling his blunt. Out here, the hood's out here helping him out, giving him the power that he needs to make it and do this thing himself. So he's up there finishing it, getting through it. They were smart enough to put it on the grass. Some people were nice enough to be on the sides of each of them to catch the people as they fell. But in a lot of videos, they aren't. Let's give some.
This man he's really achieving something here.
He is. He is the true hope. I don't know if he's really white or not, but I do know that he is being successful right now.
That's his nickname though. White
name.
Mike.
White Mike takes precariously takes the steps.
Wow.
Everybody just losing it. Just.
I'm sure that the whole hood's popping for him right now. They can't help it. They're witnessing history right now.
And he just casually.
That's internet history.
That's casual.
That's internet history. And it among the things that must be given respect, like the dumb things that must be given respect, it's one of them. Like, this is a well executed internet challenge, done in a flavor and a style that should not be imitated. Because even if you weren't trying to roll a blunt, if you tried to do this, you would probably end up crippled or at least injured slightly.
Yes.
So, respect. Now, I've only seen this just now, like, and already I'm like, man,
it's not worth it.
I think
It's not worth it.
because you can't help but put yourself in that situation. That's what's so fun about these internet challenges.
What are
But
you
yeah,
talking about?
I will not be
Tide
participating.
Tide Pods is a thing you can put yourself into. That's the thing. Like, I could survive that. I could survive eating a Tide Pod. Is that what you think about too? It's like, yeah, I think about that.
No.
No.
So like
There you go, then.
sometimes the internet challenge is just utterly insane. But I do think that one, it's intriguing just because it's like it's almost athletic. It's almost like an engineering project too. It's like it has a few elements of things that I enjoy. So it's seductive, Anthony. You show me a seductive one. That's why I'm saying you're putting my jiu-jitsu at risk right this second.
Well, can I tell you right now, even White Mike didn't make it. So there was another video of him where he tries to do a 2-man challenge of this, doesn't make it. So White Mike can't do everything. You can do a lot of things.
Even legends fall, Anthony.
Exactly. The greatest.
Even legends fall.
The greatest of greats. Speaking of legends, do we want to talk? What legends do we want to talk about today? The upcoming UFC fight or the Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley fight?
Okay, if we're talking about legends, then I think if that's the topic, we have to start in an awkward spot or a spot that might be a little bit different. Like we got to start at the Jake Paul fucking Tyron Woodley fight.
We gotta start with the local legend first. So shout out to Andris Bernowski in the Cleveland.
Almost.
Andris Bernowskis, you know, Latveria, you know, with Dr. Doom and all those other people. I loved saying that to him every time I get to Latveria is Dr. Doom.
Latvia, you son of a bitch.
Oh, right. Oh yeah. Latveria, where like Dr. Doom and those people live. He got the mask on, all that stuff. It's cool. He was doing COVID before COVID was a thing. So there's that. Shout out to Wyatt. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. The Wild Redhead. He's a black belchie now.
Black Belchy.
Shout out to Saturdays.
Welcome to the clique.
Yeah. But
that's so good.
It's awesome.
It's so good to get more people into that black belt boat. I think like there's like the impulses to be like, oh man, this guy, I got it before him, or like, or I'm this kind of black belt. He's this level of black belt. It's like, man, I almost wish that it was more like judo. And that it was easier to attain, and then you just had to spend your whole life backing it the fuck up.
Right.
Like, I wish it was like that in a lot of ways. I think that the culture that keeps the black belt, like, kind of sacred has some good intentions. And, like, the idea of keeping it pure and shit. Like, the fact that it's the hardest black belt to get makes it really fun to chase. But at the same time, like, when you get it, there's like a feeling of relief, and then later on there's a feeling of complete disillusion to a degree when you realize like I still suck, I'm still really good. Like I'm not that much different than I was when I was a purple belt. I just know more stuff, but the stuff that I need to know is growing all the time.
Yep.
So it's like are you really a master of anything? No. So it's a strange feeling, but welcome to that strange feeling, Wyatt. Welcome to that strange feeling. Yeah, so let's start with the fucking Jake Paul Tyron shit. Yeah. And first of all, everyone's saying their take on who's gonna win. That's the first thing that everybody wants to know. Like, are you supporting MMA or not? And in this case, I'm going to go with the or not. I'm going to root for Jake Paul. And I'm going to root for him because he's from Cleveland. And because he's trying to do some weird shit. And I don't like all of his execution.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's things about the way he presents himself that I do not like that aren't my flavor. But I can say the same things about Tyron, right? There's ways that he goes about things. There's ways that he has fought fights that make me not like him so much as an athlete. Not as a person. I have no opinion of him as a person. But, like, as an athlete, like, his hang back and wait style and then explode, I'm not the biggest fan of that shit. Right? I'm not the biggest fan of that shit. So, like, I could neg either party if I wanted to. But I do think that I just have a tendency to root for people from my city. I love my city. I put it on my skin for a reason, right? and people who are trying to do outlandishly wild, ambitious shit. And I think this is the first ambitious thing he's tried to do in a ring.
Yeah.
The other fights were not super ambitious. He was still risking his reputation and to a small degree his health, right? But like this time is the first time that I think you're in a ring with a person who could truly fucking harm you.
Yeah.
Who could truly fuck you up. If you slip and you make a mistake, you're going to get fucked up. If he creates that mistake because he's better than you, and that's what we're really going to find out, right? If he creates that mistake because he's better than you, you could get fucked the fuck up out here.
For
and
sure.
and so we're going to see what happens. But I'm going to root for Jake Paul, which sounds like, oh yeah, you're not a real MMA fan. Like whatever. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks.
I mean, is anybody
right?
really an MMA fan? Really? Is anybody a real MMA fan? What's the requirement?
Sure.
What do you have to watch? What are the give me a guidelines to become a real MMA fan? What?
There's people that are just like, they think of it like a team. They think of it like the same people that have like a fucking Joe Biden sticker on their car, or a Donald Trump 2024 flag in front of their house. Like there's just people that are just ride or die motherfuckers.
So low entry
where
barrier.
It's like MMA versus the world. That's how they see it, right? They're like, this is their sport, and everybody's trying to tear their shit down,
gotcha.
Right?
So it's a low entry.
Or there's people that would say, so there's people that would be mad at me for rooting for Jake for that reason, because they're just MMA team. They're just like, I can't believe you would say this motherfucking celebrity YouTuber motherfucker is gonna knock out our boy Tyron. There's other people who would be angry at me for not rooting for Tyron simply because he's a black man and so am I.
Well, we got a lot of answers.
Those are people.
Well, there's a lot of answers for those people. It's you're a dork and you probably should eat a dork.
Look, it's all good. Eat a dork. Yes, you reference what a dork really is. Not a lot of people know that. Yeah, I think whatever. Like, they're just valid opinions because they're opinions. That's why they're valid opinions. I don't think they're necessarily valid standpoints. But at least they're valid as opinions. You have every right to fucking feel that way, just like you have every right to take a shit.
There you go.
Like, it's all good. It's all good. I'm getting messages as we broadcast, which is always interesting. So, yeah, I think there's people that are always gonna have the reasons they choose their team. Like I chose my team based on city,
which is a poor way to choose a team,
and based on ambition.
Ambition makes sense, but location's a poor way to choose a team. It's like anybody can move to your city.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. I'm just saying.
Hitler
that's why I'm
moved to
not
your
hating
city.
on the people that are like, you got to root for the MMA guy. I'm saying you got to root for the Cleveland guy. So my standpoint is just, I mean, my opinion is just as ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right? It's just as ridiculous. So I'm not gonna hate on them for being mad at me, but I'm gonna root for Jake Paul all the same.
Right, as you should.
However, this motherfucker does some things that are kind of problematic, if you will. Right?
Allegedly assaulting women, yes, we know.
Like, you can say what you want about like big ass chains and like dumb haircuts, but like, what exactly did you see in the press conference where they say that there's a situation with Tyron's mom?
I did not see that at all. That's the beauty of this.
So I saw some of this, and Tyron's mom is like low key one of the biggest baby faces in all of fucking MMA.
Yes.
Like, people love Tyron's mom, and you know why they love Tyron's mom?
Because she's just a black sweet lady.
No, it's because of Joe Rogan. Because when Tyron was on his fucking podcast, they had a moment where they talked about his mom's interaction after a fight with I think it was Wonder Boy.
Oh, was it Wonder Boy? Maybe you're right. It was Wonder Boy.
And like that she was this loving figure, and that like she had empathy for the other party in the fight, right? And that like they had a moment, right? Yeah. And I believe Rogan teared up, and because of that, she is the biggest babyface in MMA. And like now somebody sits next to her and says something, and it's like everybody slaps somebody's mama. Like that, nothing really happened, is what I'm saying. Nothing truly happened. Someone spoke to someone. No one threatened anybody. right? You spoke to this dude's mom, right? That's all that really happened. That's all that really happened. But it's it's trying to cause a situation or trying to like make sure a situation escalates that may not be the best policy.
Yeah.
Like if you get yourself in a situation where you're rocked and all he thinks about is you disrespected my mama, you might get your head separated from your body. We'll see what happens. And is this fight tomorrow
I think it's
or is it tonight?
no.
I think it's the 28th. I think it's tomorrow. I think it's a Sunday activity.
Tommy Fury. What's going on?
Yes, Tyson Fury's little brother is also on this card.
So I think it's tomorrow then.
He is boxing on this card. And then there's talk of like if Jake gets by Tyron,
What happens?
what happens next? And he might fight Tommy Fury.
How big is
And
Tommy Fury?
I believe he's of reasonable size. I think they're the same size. And but Tommy Fury's a Fury. He's a real boxer. Where Tyron Woodley is an MMA fighter who has knockouts.
Jesus, this dude might eat this kid's lunch.
One would think that Tommy would put it the fuck on him. But I think what Jake's trying to do is like position himself to fight Masvidal.
Yes.
So we'll see. But he has to get by Woodley, which is no easy task. This is a scary fight for this guy, in my opinion. Like, this is a person who could hurt you. Ben Askren wasn't gonna fucking hurt you, dog. Ben Askren's never hurt anybody with his hands.
You know what this guy
He
reminds me
wasn't-
of? This kind of feels
What?
a lot like and I know this is kind of really, really, really exaggerated, but this feels like Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, where it's gonna be like you think it's gonna be like. Well, I think the public. I think we kind of know what it's gonna be like, but I think the public feels like it's gonna be this dude just haymakering Jake Paul to the floor. But I feel like you're gonna see like this thing where he just becomes this aggressive forward fighter, and instead of being like a counter puncher, he's gonna be aggressive and forward and just overwhelm Tyron Woodley. That's just my random thought, because that's just a random thought that I just had when I just thought about this. I'm like, this,
I mean, look,
it feels very similar.
Tyron for several fights in a row, not the last fight, but Vicente Luque, he came forward, he just lost,
Mm-hmm.
right? But he had a habit for several fights in a row of being that like beta style player, and then counting on the fact that he'd find his counter right hand and be able to find an opportunity to finish fights. I think he even tried to use a high kick as like as his big weapon, right? So like he might even be in the mindset of I'm gonna come forward right away, just like I did against Luque. This guy's not gonna be able to handle the pressure, da 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 da. But if Jake can get him to get onto the back foot and stay there, he's found comfort in that back foot spot before. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, I think it might be easy to make him do that. Just because he's done that before. Like, he's laid back. And if you can get him to lay back, you can kind of show out a little bit on him, move around a little bit. These rounds are these rounds threes?
I mean, even the way he's
Or
fighting.
are they doing some weirdo two shit?
Let's see. Let's find
Like,
out this.
depending if they're short rounds, there's ways. There's ways to win.
Well, have you seen his footage for his sparring footage? I know it's like it's sparring footage, but even in the sparring footage, he's going backwards.
Dude, it's not. We'll see.
Let's see what the round time is.
We'll see, but that's more combat than entertainment. I mean, that's more entertainment than combat. You know?
Yeah.
Like that. This is a fight, and they will be trying to harm each other. But at the end of the day, this fight doesn't cause any next consequence, right? There is, however, today, the motherfucking UFC finale. And like UFC finale, the UFC Ultimate Fighter finale is today. And this is one of the only seasons I've followed in years. Like, I watched all the episodes. Mainly because I was aware of two of the people that were on the show, and I wanted to see how they would do. It didn't work out for them, but I ended up watching the rest of the whole fucking season. And so now I want to know who wins. Like, I want to watch these fights now. I'm hooked. It worked. The Ultimate Fighter worked, Anthony.
Got you.
You wouldn't know that it worked though,
Of course not. I'll keep up with these things.
because you didn't watch the fucking season.
All
But
I know is that the practical jokes.
oh, you see? Here's the funniest thing. So I watched this on a completely legal stream, and I scrolled past a lot of the talk and shit and got to the fights.
Yeah.
Daddy,
I just like. The
I
Craig
watched like
Jones
weigh-ins fights.
Miss some of the Craig Jones parts.
I watched Craig Jones parts,
Okay.
but I didn't watch a lot of the coaches challenge and like that kind of shit. Though I said coaches challenge because that's the one thing I did watch. I saw
Yeah.
them play cornhole and I watched the whole fucking thing. I was bored, Anthony.
That's the Ohio in
I had
you.
some time on my hands.
That's the Ohio in you.
I had some time. You know what's funny? That's how I found out about cornhole, was moving back to Ohio one time.
Yeah.
I get to Ohio. I get like onto a street that I recognize, and I see a sign that says like second annual cornhole tournament, and I go, what? And the person that's with me is like, what? And I'm like, tell me what cornhole is. And they're like, oh, it's a game that you throw the fucking beanbag into a board. And I was like, do you know that there's another thing called cornholing that has nothing to do with games? It's actually quite serious. But apparently the term has shifted.
Yeah.
So yeah, these things happen. But yeah, I want to see who wins these fights. And there's fights on the card that are extraordinarily interesting to me. The first fight of real interest to me is Kevin Lee versus Daniel Rodriguez.
Yes.
And this fight is interesting for two reasons. One for each man. One, Kevin Lee moving up to welterweight. What kind of welterweight is Kevin Lee? That's a real question to me. Like, I don't know how big he is at welterweight. I don't know if his power carries.
Do you want to see weigh-in pictures?
Sure. Show me what he looked like. Okay. So D-Rod looks like the naturally bigger guy.
Yes.
He's the naturally bigger guy, but it's not so crazy that it looks like some insurmountable, unwinnable situation for Kevin Lee. There's also the fact that Daniel Rodriguez, though I did witness him catch a choke on a man and finish it in the UFC, right? I don't consider him to be a dangerous grappler. But Kevin has to have a really good fit in to get that takedown to work. Like, I don't think that D-Rod is super easy to take down. But if he's on the floor with Kevin Lee, who has very good jiu-jitsu, who has really good back takes and a really good rear naked choke, he could get finished in the first fucking round. Like, if Kevin can get him down and control him for a significant amount of time, I'm saying, like, if he can keep him on his back for 30 seconds, D-Rod's in fucking trouble.
Let's check the stats.
But if he can keep his shoulders off the mat, it could be a tough fight for Kevin Lee. D-Rod has the ability to finish guys.
83%.
You know,
takedown
a high
defense.
finish rate, dude.
High finish rate, high takedown defense.
Yeah. But like, that's what I'm saying. You drop a man to his hip, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You got to pin that guy, and then you got to hold that guy down while you threaten him. And it's not that hard to take a guy down and pin him. But it's super hard to pin him and whoop his ass, right? To stack those things on top of each other. And the further along that chain you get, the harder it is to do. So we'll see what happens with Mr. Lee and D-Rod. But I'm going to say Kevin Lee first round finish. I think he can do it.
I would like him to do it. I don't know that he can, but I would like him to. Did not realize Ricky Torihiro, whatever this guy's name is, picture from like a distance looks like a woman. No offense, dude, but just the way
Sir.
they did you dirty in this picture. They shouldn't have done you in black and white. They should have done you in color. From a distance, you look like it looks like an intergender match.
Whoa.
I was like, what?
Put that in the description.
Intergender.
Intergender wars.
Intergender wars.
So what about him? What about Ricky?
So
Oh yeah. So like that dude is. I think it's kind of nice that like Diego got let go by the UFC and they found like on the same show.
Yeah.
In the revisioning of that show, which is hilarious because the revisioning of this show is exactly like the show was originally, essentially.
Oh, nice.
Like it never really changed. But they found another strange man to root for. Like I'm rooting for Ricky hard. Like when you watch the previews about this guy, they basically like show him being a different version of Diego, like a strange, spiritual, nice guy who's hard to root against. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the kind of guy that would be like meditating and doing kata in the streets.
Well.
And then like coming in there, but having real skills.
There you go.
And being very, very good.
That says it all right there.
And you see, what?
This little piece right here.
The little necklace?
Yeah, that gimmick with the colored beads. I don't know anything about it, but I know there's something about it. Like there's something. It's like because I've never seen this symbol anywhere before, and I'm like, oh, this is.
You're like, look, I don't know what this means, but if you're wearing beads, I know you're kind of weird.
Yeah, I know you're definitely kind of weird.
But like, I support this dude. I want him to win his fight for sure. So I'm rooting for Ricky. And then in the other fight for the UFC contract, which is funny because like, what's the deal with the kayfabe and the UFC contract for the Ultimate Fighter? Let's keep it real.
Don't they both get? Don't you both get a contract though?
I mean, damn near everybody on the motherfucking show gets a contract. Let's keep it. This is what I'm saying. So is it the idea that you get a 6-figure contract that we're really competing for at this point?
I think that's what it is.
Because it's not that you're competing for a UFC contract. As long as you fight your dick off and like demonstrate a decent skill level, it's like everybody gets fucking signed to a 2-fight deal, 3-fight deal. It seems like if you get to the show, you're gonna fight unless you fuck it up. Unless you get there and you like get in a fight and thrown off the show, or unless you are able to fight and say you're not, like shit like that will get you fucking blackballed maybe, right? But in general, they want you on the motherfucking show, right? Then they're gonna put you on the motherfucking contract. Like, it seems that everybody seems to get signed. But yeah, the idea is, do you get that 6-figure deal? Do you get the sweet guy? Or you sign to 8-8 on your first fight, right? I don't know. Am I crazy here?
So it's like you get the first year purse per fight consists of a 12,000 guaranteed with a 12,000 win bonus, maximum 24,000 per fight. Second year's fight 16 and 16. The 32. Honestly, to me, this kind of seems like a top winner who goes 9-0 can earn 300,000 total on a contract, but only 150,000 guaranteed is guaranteed for all 3 years if 9 fights are fought. Those that have not won.
Oh, so you get a regular ass contract.
Yeah, this is what it says. It's kind of like a weird internship. It's like kind of better. It's kind of better.
Contract is a work. Yeah, it's a work.
Yeah, so basically, it's
better.
better.
6-figure contract is a work. It's like the nicest way of saying that you're signed.
Yes.
It's like, we're gonna guarantee you a 6-figure contract.
Right.
But like that's exactly what it is.
It's like over the course of.
That's exactly what it is. So over 9 fights.
You can make 6 figures.
But that's 9 fights.
Right.
That's a lot of fights.
Honestly, basically what it is that you should just do another sport and then come in afterwards.
You could do better by not winning the show, right? Getting onto the finale show and cracking the fuck out of somebody.
No.
Yeah, dude. No, because you might get a better contract than the person that won the fucking show.
No. So what it says here is that like winners of the 3 certain runner-ups, depending on their performance in their competition finals, receive the touted 6-figure contract. So even if you do, get to the finals or get to the, I think you have to get to like the quarterfinals, and then maybe you can slide in with a regular ass contract if you knock some dude out in the next fight, like really bad. But like if you're a runner up or a finalist, it sounds like you get something similar to this.
But like what I'm saying is, this is not a good contract. Like this is a normal ass contract.
It's a regular ass contract, but it limits you. It's this. Cause I'll give you a little insight in the corporate role. This is actually the same thing they do in the corporate role. So what they do is they sign you up. You apply to a company at a college, and what they do is they put you in the position to be in this development program. But what that means is that we'll make sure for like a year you have a job, and we'll teach you how to be in the corporate world, but we start your salary at a lower base than if we just hired somebody straight out of college that didn't go in our development program.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty gross. But shout out to Dana White. Let's go to Edson Barbosa.
That sounds like good business.
Yeah. Edson Barbosa versus Giga.
What do you think?
I think Edson's going to win because I saw his son cry. And his son is very emotional, and Edson's very emotional for his son, so I think Edson's going to win with that son power.
All right, so I saw his son cry, but I saw his son cry because of Jason O. Wilson. Jason O. Wilson was recently on Rogan's podcast, but I found out about him because he's a black dude that teaches martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
And since I'm a black dude that teaches martial arts, sometimes people share with me other black dudes teaching martial arts. So like a few years ago, I saw that dude post a video, or someone posted a video of him working with a kid, and I thought it was great. So I started paying attention to this guy. And in his Instagram feed, I saw him praising Edson for how he was behaving with his son.
Yeah.
And as wonderful as I think that is, I think that this might be Giga's time. I think he's going to win this fight, and I think he could finish Edson. And if he does so, that could really propel him toward the top of the division. So I'd like to see that happen. I think that, like, I'm not saying that Edson's washed or anything like crazy like that. Edson's far from that. But I think it's fair to say that he's lost a small step, and I think maybe Khabib took that from him. People do that. People steal people's souls a little bit. I think a tiny piece of his soul got left in Khabib's gloves and in his knuckles. And I think that edge, that little edge, is going to carry Giga to victory. So I think that's going to happen tonight.
Yeah, I could see that.
So I'm rooting against you, Anthony.
That's fine.
You son of a bitch.
I saw Edson Barbosa's son cry for just fighting with his dad. He's like, you think you're going to beat me up? You'll never beat me up because I'm your daddy. You know, one day you'll think you'll get big and strong. I'll still beat you up. Don't worry. And then his dad's like,
don't worry.
And the son just like sheds a tear in that conversation. I was like, oh, that's so adorable. You should definitely beat this dude's ass now.
Yeah. And he's wrong. Like, one day that kid's going to kick your ass.
Oh, of course. That leg kick, yeah, he's still gonna be able to do that, like, 1-inch leg kick punch thing. He's gonna like just give his kid a dead leg, and then that's the end of it. It's like that's.
I'm just saying, like,
he's gonna have that one.
It's
kick
like
forever.
There's that day that, like, did you ever play sports with your dad?
Yeah.
What sport did you guys play?
Soccer. That dude could still do it. That was the most infuriating thing. Like, I didn't realize how old my dad was when he was still playing sports with us. Like, he was in his 60s, jumping for balls in the goal as a goalie. And I was like, oh, you could like yeah. It's like, no, it was infuriating. It was like because if you're the goalie, he understands how to cut angles on me, so it's annoying. So he just played a smarter.
That's fucked up.
It's a smarter position that he played. But like in the open field, yeah, I fuck him up every time. But as a goalie, yeah, no, he got in my head.
So I played basketball with my dad in our backyard.
Yeah.
And that was like the measuring stick for like, am I getting older? Like, how close am I to beating dad in basketball? And like, neither of us are basketball players. Like, I wrestled since the time I was like 10 years old, right? So like, I'm a 11-year-old trying to beat my dad in basketball and failing miserably. And like, dad's talking shit.
Yeah.
Like, like dad is enjoying whooping my ass. And I think I was like 13 the first time I beat him.
Mm-hmm.
I was like 13 years old. And I was like super happy that it happened that way, right? Like, there's a time where you kind of surpass your dad. And I'm sorry to tell you, Edson, one day that boy will surpass you. And I also think that tonight,
Giga.
This young man Giga going to get it done too.
I'm not a mega. I'm Giga.
I'm just warning folk.
Right.
I'm just warning folk.
Right. Also, I guess, are you excited for the eventual return of the real man, the greatest man of all time in the grappling world today, Gordon Ryan?
I thought you were talking about Brock Lesnar.
No, we can talk about Brock Lesnar too. His last hurrah.
Because Brock came back.
Brock Lesnar's last.
He did his
hurrah.
little bounce.
His last
Brock's
hurrah.
back. Becky's back. My fucking pro wrestling daddy CM Punk is back.
Look at this guy. People look at him right now. This is the man who's gonna. This is a last man's hurrah right here. There's some Botox. The reason why there's a ponytail is to pull the skin
Whoa.
back. I'm just telling you facts, man. Same reason why old women and old men wear ponytails is so they can pull the skin back so they look younger.
Really?
Think about it. Like imagine your hair, because the roots of your hair are pulling. And look at the wrinkles in his forehead. Let's go back a couple years.
Do I look younger right now?
See, look exactly. If you pull it back, it makes your skin tighter. See?
Wow.
See, told you.
Dude, these motherfuckers out here cheating, bro.
I told you. Like, look at this. Like, that's the reason why he has his ponytail, is to keep his skin.
And why you gotta break kayfabe on the fucking Brock haircut?
Oh, come on. Everybody's mother knows about this. What are you talking about?
You're educating me about so many things today.
Ask
I
your
didn't know
mother.
about Milk Crate Challenge.
Ask your mother about this. She knows. She can tell you about all the white women who dress like this.
How dare you say ask my mother? You disrespect my mother, Anthony?
I did.
You disrespect my mother?
Don't be talking about mamas.
Don't be talking about my mama.
I don't care what you say about my mama. Kevin Lee.
You mentioned it. Oh, yeah. No, that was fucking Kiesa. Kiesa fucking ran up and stole on Kevin Lee for mentioning his mom. For saying the word mom.
Yeah.
He got
I
fucking
don't care about your mom. I'm talking about my mom. You said the M word. Can't do that.
Dude, he was serious as a heart attack. Yeah, so before I brought up Brock, you were bringing up Gordon.
Yeah.
Now, are you telling me that Gordon's about to come back?
Apparently, they've been saying that, like, they figured out what's wrong with his stomach, and it's going to be a wrap soon. Like, apparently, they've got it all figured out. They're going to meet with some doctors, and then it's going to be over. He's going to come back, be ready for the 2022 ADCC, and be shredded. He's going to be at 100%. This was, as Usman would say, this was only 20% or 30%.
Look, dude,
he says.
I'm like the biggest Gordon mark. Like, we were there when he smoked everybody at Abu Dhabi.
Oh, yeah.
We watched him fuck everyone.
Yeah.
And make it look relatively easy.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it's not easy. At that level, it's never easy.
Especially with a broken hand and a new
Frankly,
name.
yeah. Frankly, at any level, it's never easy because you're fighting people who are essentially the same skill level as you.
Yeah.
Right? In our sport, in jiu-jitsu. But for fuck's sake, the way he walked through everybody, bro.
Yeah.
He walked through these motherfuckers. Tough motherfuckers. Walked through them all. Finished all but what? 2 matches?
Yeah, I think he didn't finish Luke and somebody else.
And Buchecha.
Oh, that's right, and Buchecha, that's right. He didn't finish Buchecha. He swept him hella early, though, and made Buchecha wake up. He's like, hey,
True.
bro, what's up?
But 6 out of 8 get finished.
Yeah.
Incredible performance. And, like, and the fact that he was disappointed with that performance. And now, if he gets healed up, which I really hope he does, and not even for the sake of the game, just because he's a fucking person and being sick sucks.
Yeah.
But for the sake of the game as well. Because we need figures like that. We don't have, and when I say we, I'm talking about the sport of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, we do not have crossover appeal in general.
Yep.
Like, there's not a lot of people who have fans who do not do jiu-jitsu actively. There are people that follow Gordon who do not do jiu-jitsu. That's a big deal. He's a breakthrough athlete. We need him, and we need more like him. And not necessarily to behave like him. In fact, we need people not to behave like him. But we need people to take the same fucking tactics, the same fucking strategies,
Yeah.
and get themselves to a level where they can compete against him and with him on all those levels. On the ability to sell things, on the ability to compete on the mat. We need guys on that level.
Yeah, we do.
So hopefully all that works out. But check this shit out. I was watching the B team on the internet,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, Motherfucker, that room looks extraordinarily familiar. And then I look again. And so this is the first thing I see. The first thing I see is them in a hallway, and it's got like a tiki style looking roof, like a wooden roof. And I'm like, bro, that's the old Gracie Humoita Austin school.
Yeah.
That's where I taught for a few months. Right when I was about to get the black belt, I spent time there working with those guys because their mentor, their teacher, their coach, Paulo Coelho, was in Brazil for the birth of his child. And while that was happening, I went out there. My academy in Cleveland was being looked after, and I went down there and taught. And so I was like, that's the fucking room. That's where the B team trains. And I don't know if there's already been released where the other school, if that's going to be a thing, if they're going to open in another space.
Apparently it's in the same area. It's going to be in the same area.
Where that space is, it's in the same area?
That's the supposed rumors that it's going to be right within the same little area as that space.
Wow. And then I know that Gracie Humoita Austin has found a new home. They posted a picture of like the layout for their new facility. So congratulations to those guys. And happy birthday to your leader, Paulo, who just followed me on Instagram. Like just now as we were podcasting.
That's hilarious.
It's like he knew we were going to talk about it.
Yep.
I swear to God that happened. I saw it come across the screen. You can even look at my Instagram right now. There's the most recent like will be a dude named Paulo Coelho.
Happy birthday, little brother Darren. I don't understand why people call people little brothers. Like, aren't we like the same age, bro? Like, why are we saying like little brothers?
No, we're not the same age.
Oh,
he's older than me.
Oh, okay. I guess to me, you are his little brother.
And dude, he could little brother me all day because he could beat the fuck out of me. That dude's super good.
Little brother Darren.
That dude's super good, super good. I'm sure he's one of the people that unfollowed me right around the time that I started doing OnlyFans style posts, which I can only respect, man. Who wants to see my butt? Only the people that stuck around. And to all 1,800 of you, I appreciate you.
Only the fans. But
yeah, OnlyFans is still a thing. Don't get scared. Don't get shook. OnlyFans is still a thing. Don't get scared. Don't get shook. I posted on mine. Panic. Because I knew that when those little emails came through, when the things got released that like on October 1st, it's all a wrap. Like people panicked, started switching platforms. I don't switch up, Anthony. I don't get scared. I don't get shook. I wait. I wait and I see. And what I saw was that nothing was going to happen because they sent us another email that was like, hey, don't worry. Everything's going to stay the same. Make all the content you want of all types that you want. We got you. The money talks, Anthony.
For today.
And I don't make a lot of money on OnlyFans.
For today.
I'm just saying, the money will talk. And if people got to switch platforms, that's what they'll do. Like there were people that thought that high definition DVDs were going to be a thing, and then it was going to be Blu-ray, right? And now it's something that now neither one of those things are a thing.
This is true.
The technology will shift, just like the business models will shift. It's fine. Adjust and adapt, baby. Adjust and motherfucking adapt.
Tis true.
Anthony, do you have any weird news for me?
Other than the milk crate challenge being banned off of TikTok, that's about it.
Banned?
Yeah, TikTok bans the.
Are they just trying to discourage people from doing it because like people are getting hurt?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the way that life is. I think by banning it, it sets a dangerous precedent. Like I don't like banning shit.
I mean, it's like it's not even it's not even an American company, so what do we care?
I just don't like banning shit. So I'm anti-banning. But I also think that people should probably move on with their lives and not try to stack milk crates on top of each other and fall the fuck down.
Especially if they don't have insurance.
I was gonna say, especially if you're poor.
Yeah.
Like, if you're poor going viral, like, everyone's not going to pull a dog face. Ocean Spray's not going to knock down your door. You know,
Hey,
you're not gonna be able to monetize your shit necessarily.
White Mike can. They
Um,
might give him his own a blunt brand.
dude, and I hope he gets it.
I hope he does too. That'd be
But
hilarious.
if he doesn't, if he doesn't, there's gonna be dozens of dudes that are trying to walk on top of shit that are falling down, injuring themselves. That should probably just chill the fuck out and stay in their house.
They can always remember those
Like,
scars.
roll that blunt on the couch like you were about to, dog. Like, don't get too creative before you get too injured.
Now that's kind of what I want to see now. I want to see like activities while you're doing the milk crate challenge, like somebody's like cooking eggs on like a skillet, or like somebody's like eating a meal as they're going through this. Like I want to see people like go to the hospital with like forks in their tongues, chopsticks down their throat.
Sir.
Like what else could you think of? Like somebody putting eye drops in as they're doing this. Like just like the worst things you could think about doing. Like cleaning your ears. Oh no! Oh.
Anthony, why do you hate everyone?
I don't hate everybody, but I'm just saying, like, White Mike made me think about this in a different way. It's like, why are we just trying to walk across it? He did something that he did two things at once. Do a balancing act while doing an activity. Somebody should be playing a Game Boy while they're doing it. Juggling. That's a good one. I want to see that.
Juggling.
Fire
That's
juggling.
PG.
Fire juggling. There you go. Make it a little bit more intense. Fire breathing, sword swallowing. There's a lot of things I would like to see happen.
Sword swallowing is not so PG, and everybody knows it.
Of course. But if a guy does it, it's all right. If a girl does it, it's different.
No.
It's different.
I think when a guy does it, it's even more taboo.
I think it's more fun because I think you just think like, oh, this is a weirdo guy. He's trying to he's trying to do some things. He's trying to make some money this way. You think it's a girl, they always have their shirt pressed up, their boobs are up higher. And so like you know
okay,
it's sexual.
I see what you're saying, and I think you're right. So what you're saying is when a guy does it, he's not necessarily selling sex. In fact, he's not. But there has never been a female sword swallower who was wearing all of her clothes.
Exactly.
And that should be the title of the whole episode. There's never been a female sword swallower who's wearing all of her clothes.
That's a horrible title, and you know it. It's such a long.
It's a horrific title.
It's a horrible title. It's like so long. It's just.
Show me a sword swallower with all of her clothes on.
Right, exactly. Like you never see that. They're not wearing a turtleneck. Like it's like, no, come on.
You look like a genie. You're dressed like a genie.
Literally a genie with like a push-up bra on, and we're meant to know that, like this is remind you of what's going on. Yeah, boys, watch this. Yeah, like that's what's going on right here. Like that's literally what happens. So.
I can do straight ones.
Yeah,
I can do this curvy one.
Exactly, it's wiggly. Yeah. Two at once, two daggers, two smaller ones. Yeah, let's go, guys. Yeah, dude, what's going on here?
I hate you the most right now. That's fucking tremendous, Anthony.
Yes,
it's been a lovely episode.
It has been.
Did you give your take on Edson and Giga? Yes.
Oh,
you said
yeah.
Edson, I said Giga.
Yeah, I said Edson leg kicks, death of leg kicks.
Okay. I'll be texting you when you're wrong.
Okay.
And
thank you. Will you text me if I'm right? No, you won't. You'll just be like, I forgot. My goldfish memory kicked in, and all of a sudden
I'll ignore you for several days.
Gone. It's gone. My goldfish memory kicked in. Yeah, we talked about that in the episode. I don't remember that, bro. It's so long ago.
Yeah, don't send me any time codes of me when I was wrong either. Don't be like, see it from 13 to 32 to 14, 15. You were talking that shit.
Yeah. So I was right about sword swallowers and right about Edson Barbosa. It's like all these things, man.
You've never been more right than you are about sword swallowers. That is so fucking true. Like the dude is wearing like suspenders, a shirt. He's wearing a lot of clothes.
Yeah.
He's wearing a lot of clothes. And the girl that's doing it, she ain't wearing a motherfucking thing.
Let's look at some pictures real quick and see if we can find
just enough so that they'll let her on that daytime talk show at 11 o'clock with the weird ladies who are going to go, ooh, I can't believe this.
Right. Everybody, unless it happened in like the 80s, it looks like everybody that does this is like basically making sure that their assets are on display. Let's see. This woman might be wearing the most clothes. But even still, she kind of looks like a weird snake lady.
Yeah, she's still selling some body in this. Let's keep it real.
Let's see.
It's like if you're channeling any of Elvira, then you're selling some amount of sex. But like just doing it is one thing. It's in performance.
This girl, I think.
So like when you're just like,
I think she might be the one that I think, or now it's like a dirty housewife kind of look.
yeah, she's selling something, dude.
This lady, she's selling something. That's the only lady is this lady right here. She's might be the only person in the world.
She's wearing the most clothes that a Swords follower has ever worn.
Yeah. She even has something that would cover her chest normally, like it's like a little like dead animal, so she's good.
Yeah, she's wearing more clothes than everyone else.
Yeah.
That lady is the fucking the exception that proves the rule.
Yeah. Heather, this guy must have hurt himself. Oh, Jesus! 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 He had like 20 swords in his mouth at one time, and he got to go to the hospital.
God damn.
But
yeah, see,
Jesus.
That's how you die.
Yeah, like why would you do this?
Oh no.
That's what he did. That was I think this is another thing of his. Yeah.
You know that Louis C.K. joke about sucking a bag of dicks?
That's what this guy's doing right now.
That's essentially he's trying to do that. He's like, what did Louis mean? All at once, one at a time. What did he mean?
Yeah.
Let's try all at once. Let's see what happens then.
So silly. Oh, a pregnant woman? That'd be terrible. Oh, that's horrible. You should
Oh, see, you just don't give a fuck.
enjoy his dangers.
You're clearly a leftist.
Clearly a leftist. Like, I just don't think your husband loved you enough. I think that's what it is. I think your husband abandoned you. I think that's what really happened.
No Republican woman
No, it's not
who
even
is pregnant would
it's
do
not a
Swords
Republican.
following.
It's not a Republican woman. It's a woman that has nobody that loves her. It's like her man left her. That's what happened, and this is
Isn't
what
that the same thing?
No, it's different. No, Republican women have Republican men, but women who do this get.
That didn't even mean anything.
But women who do this, their men leave her, and this is why they're like this. It's like they don't, there's nobody here that loves you, like, and there's no love that you have for anything outside of yourself. In all honesty.
That looks to be the case.
Yeah. All right. Let's get the fuck out of here. We've seen enough weirdo people.
Anthony, thank you for these images that have both made and ruined my day. I appreciate that. I need that. It's good to see your face and to talk to you again. It's good to be on the internet again. Internet, we missed you.
Yes.
And we'll be back again soon. For now, I must bid you adieu. So for now, Anthony, this is goodbye for real. Goodbye, Internet. XOXO.